Yo, Brian, AJ, BBC, where the heck are you? Uh, excuse me. Tennessee Bassmaster, what's up? Yo, Johnny, how's the road? Wasn't there a Tenacious D song about the road? Grizzly, hola, que paso? Hello, Bobby Balsa dude. What's everybody doing? Getting ready for a big weekend of non-fishing? Just had another national championship. The farm is 30K richer. Sounds like somebody's getting 12 more workhorses and beast glides. Probably a few more nickels in your paycheck. Hard work pays off, BBC. LA, headed home to vote. Sounds like a plan. Thanks, Bobby. I had fun doing them. I would change things about them if I were given the time to go back, but I don't have a time machine or the time to go back. So they are what they are. They're cool. I do have big plans tomorrow. Not me. I'm just the vessel to get them there. But the kids are going to Disney World tomorrow for not so spooky Halloween. Uh, should be pretty fun. They did trunk or treat last night at the school. That was pretty fun. Uh, but Disney's a whole nother level. I remember the first time I went down there, it was pretty mind-boggling. Uh, so should be back Wednesday, I believe, is the plan. What are they supposed to be themed as? BBC, you got to open your eyes, man. No, I haven't. I haven't even got to the other ones yet. I was supposed to get to those today, and I didn't. Part of the reason was I knew I wouldn't be able to get them done. So, what's up, Scott? Uh, so yeah, everything just takes forever now. I don't know what the problem is. I don't know what the deal is. Everything just takes longer. Does anybody else deal with that? Is there a paint plan for the foils or for the roots and the KBs? I had a plan for the roots. I wanted to do them in tomato shad just because I think every bait should probably be in tomato shad. Uh, these? No, this is only, I did one of these. I could make you one if you'd like one. Just let me know. Later, BBC. Go count your money. Uh, no, this is the only one I have. But like I said, I can order you one. It's a nice hat. It's a imperial quality. I have a white one. If Tennessee Bassmaster, if you're if you're a clean guy, which I'm not a clean guy, I'm a dirty guy. I wipe my hands on my shirt, and my pants, and like crawl around under my truck and like get sweaty and ruin stuff. I don't have like good clothes and bad clothes. All my clothes are bad clothes, pretty much. Uh, but I have the white version of this hat. that I could logo up, but I don't have any more black ones. Just the white one. I was gonna put a logo on this one. Probably should. Haven't yet. This one's already losing its structure. I made the mistake of not taking care of it, and by taking care of it, I mean placing it in a place where my kids cannot jump on it and step on it and crinkle it up and throw it. Uh, so I figured a black logo on this one would look good, which I could do. I like the small little kind of, but this, like I said, this one has lost its niceness because my kids have stepped on it so much and destroyed it. You are a magnet to dirty stuff. Yes, I am. Always have been. Um, Yo, Clay, Gator. Um, At the painting a bathroom yesterday. It seems like it took all day. Yeah, that's how everything I've been doing lately. It just seems like everything it takes forever to like get going, like to get ramped up and going. Uh, and I don't like my I feel like everything's rushed now, and I don't like that. Like when I have to paint, it's like a rush to paint, and I really don't like that. Like it needs to be done today, and you need to think about what you're going to do it and like decide in an instant and have them done. I don't like that. I don't like that at all. I don't work well like that. Like I can do it, but I don't feel like you get the best product that way when everything's not properly thought out. Um so whatever. Uh Am I dumb for continuing to buy CJs for $20 a pop? They were selling for 40 to 100 at one point. I mean, is this an investment, Bobby? Are you betting on the come that in 10, 15, 20 years, maybe your CJs will be worth 100 that you paid 20 for? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe. Depends on how many he makes. Depends on how many people want them. Depends on how good they are. All of them. I mean, a lot of people. The thing about it is, there's a handful of people that build, but there's of those people, there's not a lot that are like on there, like a lot of people's radar. You know what I mean? There's like the handful of guys that I think will like get passed down, but like a lot of these guys will just slip through the cracks and they might make awesome stuff, but uh oh, you said CJ's. I was thinking of CP, Craig Powers. Uh what's a CJ? Calvin Johnson. Oh, his modified ones? See, I don't know what the appeal will be of those. It might be more later because I don't know. I think honestly, I don't think him sticking a lip in a bill, I mean a lip in a bait in 15 years or 10, 20 years, whatever, is going to be that appealing to anybody. Because I think the guys buying them then aren't going to give a shit. But they might. I just don't. Eh. Entertain me. Make me a bicycle clown. Uh, Gator, they're not. I don't think they will be until next year, according to them. They got a lot of stuff to do. I got a lot of stuff to do. I got to write a blurb about myself. I got to revamp my logo. Uh, I don't know, BBC. That's a good question. Or not BBC, Bobby Balsa. Excuse me. I don't. Will Calvin's soar in price? I'm assuming after he passes. Everything does temporarily. So you will certainly see a bump after that happens. Everybody's going to dump and everybody's going to buy. So, uh, I don't know how long that'll last. It's the same. I mean, it always happens with musicians. Like when musicians pass away, album sales go through the roof, or downloads or whatever. They always spike. Merch, people buy. As soon as somebody dies, let's go get a T-shirt. Let's go get everything. Um, but after that, I don't know that it'll like. Once that peaks, I don't know how much more it'll come back up. Lucky Craft spinnerbait or square bilk? I think that's the problem, Scott, is nobody really knows what they are. They're kind of like Dumble amps. If you follow music, I wouldn't even consider them a Dumble amp, but they're made in the similar fashion to where they're made for somebody with a purpose, and if it's not you, you don't really know what the purpose is. And you know what I mean? Like you get one, you're like, what's this thing for? Why did he do this? I think that's part of the problem that hurts that market is you don't know why. Like what is this for? Uh, and his rattle is a little offensive to me. So that kind of keeps me out of playing uh, because I don't like my baits to have a quarter sized dot on the side of them, black dot. Uh, so I don't know. I don't know. That's a good question because he is super niche. I feel like way more people were into him back when stuff like that really gave you an edge. Now, I don't know that like that's all the stuff that we thought and that was in professionals boats. You know what I mean? Like guys like Calvin Johnson were modifying baits for pros and they were using them. And we were like, ooh, I wonder who's got this guy's stuff. You never know. But now nobody on the Elite Series is calling Calvin Johnson to modify their minnows. So it's dying out. You know what I mean? Uh, Jeremy, I'm kind of with you. I'm kind of with you. I think that's when it started going downhill. I think Boyd killed bass fishing, tournament bass fishing. Uh, Kyle, you think norms will stay? I don't know that they will. I think he's talked enough shit that I don't know that you'll see him command crazy money. Uh, that was the behind of the end. uh, the Great Recession killed tournament bass fishing. You mean like 2012, 2008, 7, 8, 9, 10? Uh, that was the beginning of the end. Yeah, yeah. And I think you have. I think it all stems from you have people in charge that don't really have a vision of what the sport should be or do or maintain or anything. Uh, like nobody knows what they're doing or cares. You know what I mean? I can't say they don't care. I'm sure they care because they don't. If they don't, they got to care a little bit because it feeds their family. Scott, I also agree with that. Too much coverage killed bass fishing. Too much live. Too much everything. It's too much. It oversaturated everybody. There's there's no wonderment at all. Uh, that was what kept everybody coming back. You didn't know what the pros were doing. You didn't know what was in their boat. You didn't know anything about them. Now you know everything about them. You see them all day. You see everything they throw. And then on top of that, you get to see every fucking bait sponsor, ad sponsor, everything 16 times a week on Instagram and Facebook. So just imagine we got to see Denny Brower pump his Strike King jig uh, on maybe a commercial, but on a between a Bassmaster or like a fishing show, or if he did good in a tournament, he'd tell you about his Strike King jig. You might see a print ad in Bassmaster about his jig. Now you get to see that jig 70,000 times before you wake up the next day. Uh, so it's just overload, dude. It's too much. Um, at least we all agree it's dead. Yeah, I think it's uh, I think it's definitely a sinking ship. Uh, which which it kind of might need. It might need like a controlled burn. You know what I mean? Just a refresh. Uh, Nasty Nate, what's up? Got to see all the magic tricks happen. No longer feels magical. Yep, you got it. You got it. So, and then that's the other thing. Like all the guys you looked up to, you get to see them like every day if you want to. And then you kind of find out I don't like this guy. I don't like this guy. Uh, you got a lot of. Um, Clay, that's the other thing that I want to know. These dipshits must think we're idiots. Well, I guess I don't know, but anybody that follows anybody like in bass fishing over the last 20 years from like social media, these dudes are like barely pros, but then they're like, hey, let's do a walkthrough of my new garage. It's a 6 bay with like, exhaust fans, heated floors. I got, 3,000 square feet of concrete poured. It's like, bro, You made like $12 last year. How did you buy that? Ain't bass fishing. But you see that like all the time, dude. It's like, oh, let's go hop in my boat. And it's like, you see their house and all this shit, and you're like, y'all aren't bass fishing, dude. I have a live idea. Are you going to pitch it to BASS? Has anyone ever asked me? Just little dipshits like 12-year-olds. So I don't think, and I mean, not really. I used to get bombarded with little Guggen dweebs sending me emails telling me how much they loved your jigs. Like, what jigs? I don't even have a jig. I don't agree when some say they lied and misexposed. We all know deep water is home of the bass, and they spin. Johnny, you're 100%. Me and Eric were talking about that. He was like, it really bothers me when people say that. I'm like, yeah, everybody knew they were out there. It's not a secret. Nobody just wanted to dick with them because you can't see them. Like, now that you can see them, they're worth messing with. But like before, when you're going down the bank, you know that all of them are behind you on the other side of your boat. But what are you supposed to do? Like, that's one thing bass fishing taught. That is like, a suspended fish out in the middle of the lake is the hardest one to catch. Yeah, they are, because you don't know what you're. There's nothing for them to be around. You don't know what you're throwing at. 10 a.m. tomorrow. What's the idea? Oh, I think I'm going to attempt to catch a Minnesota 6-pound live tomorrow. You're going to claim. Is this clickbait? Because this is pretty clickbaity. That you're calling your shot in an attempt to catch a 6-pound. I guess you're not telling the species, which would also make it double clickbaity. Let me read this again. Let me read his verbiage so I don't get caught in a trap here. Largy, he is confirming largy. All right, hell, I have another question for you. Is this a new sneak hole that you have found that is thriving, untapped, swarming with fat largemouth, waiting to eat your frog or your minnow or whatever your bait of choice is? Or do you have some new technique? Private lake or public water? Or did you find a fall spawn? You got one located on Nest, a lake I've fished, never in the fall, but it's got them. But it's not a secret lake. It gets fished and it's public. Okay, he's just feeling the mojo. Let's go catch a 6. Why not? Does that get people excited? Guess we'll find out at 10 a.m. tomorrow on Hellabass Live. His plums are tingling. That's what it takes sometimes. A little spidey sense to go off in your marbles. Sometimes you just feel it. Hey man, I'm gonna go out and catch a 6. Most 9 times out of 10 you don't. But we'll see. Clay's going to a sausage fest. How many sausages can you fit in your mouth, Clay? Fall is for the ugliest spinnerbait you own. If you think AJ's kidding, just let him send you the pictures. He's not. Just go grab a handful of skirts and take like 2 of each color, throw them in a band, and put them on some like green head. Almost every Minnesota 6-pounder I've caught has been in October on a jig. Dock bites? Will there be docks in the range? Not going to break any records. Do they have a wiener eating contest, Clay? Or is it just casual? Last year I caught a 5.5. You did catch it on the that was a beautiful spinnerbait though, Brian. That wasn't that ugly shit that AJ throws. Does that make it even better, Hella, when they start pulling the docks and you can find like 4 left? Those are like prime targets. What's tomorrow? Saturday? We got to go take pictures, and then we're hitting the road to Orlando. I was trying to think of a way to ditch the girls and drive to Bitters, bait and tackle. I don't think that's going to happen though. But to bring the kids to some stupid pumpkin costume thing, yeah. Yeah, get your your basic bitch Stanley cup, make you a cocktail. Maybe. I like my spidey senses went up when we started talking about isolated cover becoming more isolated. And then my plum started tingling. It's tomorrow night. Yeah. I wonder what a beer cost at Disney World. Probably won't be drinking any beer at Disney World, that's for damn sure. But just out of curiosity, I bet it's like $15 for a beer. I haven't been since high school. $22 is probably accurate. That is probably accurate. Going to say 20. That is insane. That is insane. But apparently you can bring like water bottles and stuff in the park now. $20, but comes with a fun loopy straw. Totally worth it. Dude, that's crazy. That is crazy. We have our family pumpkin carving party tomorrow. AJ, do you have a theme planned? Have you been thinking about your design? All right, have fun, Bobby. Dress up like a crankbait. I was kind of enjoying talking about bass fishing tournaments being dead. Y'all think we need a reset? You think you think you can go backwards? What if somebody scooped it up and was like, "Listen, we're going back to the damn magazine. We're going to revamp the magazine. We're going to cut all this live shit out. We're going to do it a little bit, but not as much. And we're just going to film like a show and make it one like compact little package and hit you with it. That's going to be it. We're going to write articles. We're going to do, we'll do some video content, but we're not going to spam. Or do you think? Do you think their hands are tied that like if you're going to play the game, you have to just spam with everybody else? $7 to $13. Not bad. Back to blackballing cheaters. Yeah, that would be nice. That would be nice. I don't know. I don't know what a. I don't know that a reset wouldn't be terrible. I do enjoy live seeing them break the bite down, but damage gets damaged in a 30-20%. I do like best terms. So that's the thing. I think fishing locally, like regionally, that kind of stuff is still awesome and people still love it. But I think they've just screwed up pro fishing. I don't, Johnny. The payout argument is so stupid because nobody's getting rich on payouts. They all got money. They all got money to lose. Nobody fishes bass tournaments to get rich. Like payouts don't mean shit to them. You know how I know? Because I see all the guys in 98th place in Angler of the Year in their $800,000 pad. Like there's a couple brokies out there, sure. But the number of poors versus the number of like wealthy, those it's a hobby. It's a write off. Like nobody's making a living. Like they need to kiss. Like if they were really worried about payouts, do what Kesseldon does: fish at home and fish regionally and win, and you make more money and you don't spend as much. That's a crazy idea. Like if you really want to make money, stay at home and do it and just beat everybody's eyeballs in at home. You make plenty of money now if you're good. Evolution happened really fast and a bunch of older dudes are upset. I mean, they should be because they fuck bass fishing up, like tournament fishing up. I mean, we're sitting here talking about bass fishing, professional bass fishing being dead. I mean, it's something to kind of be upset about. Yeah, I won't. I won't. I do want good old days like not talking about growing the sport and all that like bullshit. Just like give me like a good product. I wish like honestly, I wish they would kind of treat BASS like a mid-level higher end YouTube channel where you don't have all the resources to like put out crazy amounts of content, but you put out a couple good pieces that are like an hour long, maybe once a month. Like look at like Scott Martin. Dude puts out great stuff on his events. I wish they would kind of take that. There's so much they could do. They just don't do it well. I think that's the problem. Is I wouldn't mind getting hit with stuff if it's good. Uh, but I don't think that anybody does it good. I don't think Bassmaster does it good. Boats got too expensive, yeah. Would world bass tournaments be entertaining? I think that would certainly be entertaining, especially to see like different water and see like what it's like to fish in Africa and all that kind of stuff. Clay, I saw the Tom over there. Tom snuck in. So will Bass reach out to Davey Height, and I guess they've already got Davey Height. He'll have his insight. They're gonna reach out to Kevin Short and get him to give his opinion on how the Tom Bigby is going to fish since he was last there in like 1996 when he won. I just found a Bojack in the wilds of Facebook Marketplace. Buy it now with shipping, or was it in a lot? The Tom Bigby is going to be a good tournament to watch. It's gonna be like the Sabine, but a little different. If you're going pro today, see, that's the problem, Gator. What you need to do, if you like fishing, is work on making your YouTube huge, and then you don't need pro fishing. You're making more money then than you ever will pro bass fishing. So that's what's hurting pro bass fishing is you don't need to be a pro anymore because the money is not there. Never has been, but the carrot was there. Now the carrot is moving away from pro fishing and the carrot is dangled over social media. So that hurts them. That hurts them once those guys start realizing it. But everybody's not made for, being a Scott Martin or a TV guy, a Bill Nance, a Larry Nixon, whoever, like the guys that are good in front of the cameras. Not everybody's built for that, but we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. The carrot is cut up a little bit, but like I said, it was the majority of it was always over pro fishing, and now you don't have to be a pro to make a living, because that was that was the dream is if you wanted to make a living fishing, you had to be fishing Bassmaster or FLW. Come to find out, not a good way to make money. But now there's an avenue that you can be a professional fisherman and fish every day, and all you got to do is be good at talking to cameras, be a little creative with your videos and marketing and salesmanship that everybody told you needed for bass fishing. I mean, being a pro. Except you don't need Bassmaster. Ben probably did. He probably just had to get it out of his system. It was probably worth the hit on the wallet to prove that he could compete. Probably a lot of ego went into that. Childhood dream, ego, competitiveness. All that boiled into one. Ever fished the Atchafalaya? I've fished it twice. Be a super douche and upload twice weekly. Clay, I'm a super douche and I sometimes have uploaded 5 times weekly. I think I got to work on my presentation here. Maybe my language. Maybe my format. Watch him win the Classic. That'd be a nice way to go out. I bet if he wins the Classic, he didn't ever fish another Elite Series. Unless he requalifies for the next one. Got to do it for 5 years. Oh, I got to be on the 5-year plan. I don't know what plan I'm on. I got a collab. Are collabs still a thing? Do people still collab? I'm trying to think of the last time I saw a collab, which I don't watch fishing anymore. I mean, I do, but I don't like my YouTube algorithm is so clogged up with uh, music and guitar and fishing and how to fix stuff and car stuff and painting stuff. And I don't get the real uh, grimy lower level like YouTube stuff anymore, fishing wise. Yeah, Ben rubs people the wrong a lot of people the wrong way, but I I don't know. I'm sure he's got his moments. Falling out of my algorithm. I don't know if you've fallen out of it or if my kids took you out of it. I think my kids took you out of it. Oh, Brian, that is real bad. But they know YouTube knows that when at like certain times, if I hit search, it knows what I'm looking for. 800,000 subs. That's a lot. That's a lot. I wonder how many of those subs fish bass tournaments. I wonder how many of those subs are members of BASS. What say you? How many of Ben Milliken's 800,000 subs are members of Bass? 18%. Interesting percent. Uh, I mean, that's probably pretty accurate. Probably pretty accurate. I wonder how many. I wonder how many Bassmaster subscriptions have been gained because of Ben Milliken. I think he moved the needle to where people were like, I want to be a part of this society, this secret society, this man club. But and I feel like that's what it kind of felt like back in the day. Ray Scott made it feel like it was like a bass angler sportsman society. Like it was like a fishing club. And you're going to join and be part of this other like minded people. And they lost that. Now it's not a club. Now they just want to send you some stupid ass tackle pack and try and get you to get their shitty magazine. I like the two Cali guys. They are pretty straightforward. A little bougie. Which one? Hello's buddy? Wong? Matty Wong? Is he bougie? Yeah, I think they lost the I think they lost that a long time ago though. I think when Ray left, they lost that. In the club, we all fam. Yeah, I don't. You'd like? I mean, I wish it felt like that again, but it does not, unfortunately. You have to do the videos all the time. Oh, you talking about what's his dick? Tactical. I haven't seen them in forever. That's what's so weird, dude. Like when I quit, like when somebody falls off my radar, they seem to like gain more popularity. Like YouTube will quit hitting me with them, and then I go back and like check on them or something, and then they go from like having 100,000 subs, and then you go like, oh, I wonder what happened to those guys. You look them up, yeah, they're on Easy Street, 700,000 subs. It's like, damn, what did I miss? Matt Allen, Tim Little, yeah, that other dude. Um, but the same thing happened with this guy I follow that goes to like yard sales and buys like old like weird little like 80s toys and trinkets and tchotchkes and whatever you want to call them. Hella, you do. I feel like you're in for a an explosion of subs shortly. But this guy, I noticed in his video, his last video I watched, and I've been watching him for a pretty good while. And when I first started watching him, I think he had like, I don't know, let's say 80,000 subs, 60,000 subs. He was growing, and he went this last video I watched like a couple days ago. The dude went to this like toy show, and he was just dropping cash. Like, dude was like, "Yeah, I want 700 for this little uh, creature in a box," and he was like, 700. He's like, "Okay," black, 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 just counting off hundreds. I was like, wow. And then the next, he like walks up to this other guy. He's like, "How much you want for this little piece of shit?" And the dude was like, "Trying to get 200 out of that." He was like, "Okay," blink, 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 blink. I said, "Damn, this dude is spending some cash." And I said, "I wonder how many subs he's got, because his views must be going up to the point where he knows that that video is going to make him X amount of dollars, and he's got that to blow." So um, I went, and sure enough, the dude's at like 400,000 subs. I was like, oh, the dude's making money now, so it doesn't matter as much. Like, he's not like buying from the dollar bin at a yard sale. He can like throw down. Uh, no, it wasn't Pokemon. He just buys like stuff he likes. His name's Froggy Flips. He just buys like weird little like, he likes like I don't know, all the kind of like horror novelty like 80s toys and like music stuff, and he just buys whatever he likes, all kinds of stuff. It doesn't matter. Have you seen the shoe guys? I don't follow any shoe guys. I don't like shoes. Shoes don't interest me too much. I like the toy guys because I have a lot of toys at home in my parents' house from my childhood. So I've been watching these toy guys because I want to kind of see what people like and see what people are interested in, because the odds are I probably got some of it, because my entire childhood is still in my closet in Rubbermaid boxes. Uh, and I got to do something with it. So Matt and Tim have to be Tackle Warehouse #1 seller. All they do is promote them and whatever going on sale that month. You know, like, at what point does that kill your channel? I mean, it should, right? Or or are people never going to realize it? Um, Probably got some He-Man stuff. Yeah, hell, we got a Castle Grayskull in my attic right now. Um, you know what I mean? Like when there's something very appealing about early channels when the guys just get going before they really blow up because they're trying to like they're trying they're trying to get every bit of good info they can and put it out there and make a good piece of content for everybody to consume. But you reach a point where you get such a big following and you're just constantly trying to feed the monster where it just becomes a tackle warehouse ad. And I mean, do those guys see dips or does nobody notice and doesn't care? They just think that's normal. Maybe it's new guys. I don't know. Uh, Lungers is doing storage wars where he's buying storage units. He's trying to bring that back. I know he got into the sports cards for a while. He's hopped around to anything that happens to trend. He goes like dick deep in it. It's pretty annoying because you know it's just a cash grab and it doesn't give a shit about anything. Like he's not passionate about it. He's just passionate about money. Uh, but I guess people don't know. Like people don't see that. I guess everybody doesn't see things the same way, or they don't care. But that's how I look at it. Like I like the guys that are like you can tell that are genuinely like. I think that's the difference in when you find one of these like channels that's smaller. The guys are doing it because they love it and they're interested in it, and then it's not just a cash grab. And then typically when it starts becoming a cash grab is when the appeal is gone. I guess is what's happened to Bassmaster. I feel like there's so many more better ways that Bassmaster could get members that they haven't. Like the only reason they give you now to sign up for a Bass membership is to get like five little crummy $1 baits in a tackle bag. Mike from Dirty Work. Is that the guy from that was on like A&E that used to go like do dirty jobs? That Mike? Or is it a different Mike? What is his name, Mike? Tim, what's up, dude? My dad loves the cringy fake reality TV stuff, like the pawn stuff. Mike Rowe, yeah, that guy. Does he have a YouTube channel called Dirty Work? Is Amy going to be there today? I want to hear versions of the proposal story. No, she's not here today. Who's out there bidding me on the pistachio color Bagleys? Which one you want? I got a ugly ass one somewhere. Where is that ugly ass pistachio? I got a little. I might have sold it. Oh, there it is. Like one of these little pieces of work. A little fat cat. Yeah, that thing. What's one of these going for these days? Just to go in bed on a fat cat. Me likey fat catty. Tommy want wingy. The bounty hunter. The rowing show and the dog's bounty hunter are big at Dad's house. That's funny. That is funny. Like I like the like Antiques Roadshow. That's good show. If I want to sound like my grandparents, I'll say that's a good program. That's a good program. We need to bring programs back. Make programs good again. Last one I bid and lost got up to 30-ish. What model was it? Was it a fat cat or was it a some other style bait? Mine's missing a hook, so that probably didn't like the Tiger King. Damn. Too much foul language? It's a fat cat. Huh. Gas Monkey Garage. Oh man. Gas Monkey was decent when it came out. But then you kind of realize that Richard Rawlings was just like just a money hungry douche. Programs is all we ever watched at Gma's house. That's right. Got to watch my program. I will say that is my Clay. I will draw the line there. My guilty pleasure. I could watch Duck Dynasty infinitely. I could never like. I love Duck Dynasty. I love Duck Dynasty because when we go hunting in Kansas, somebody left like 4 seasons on DVD, and we don't have a TV. Like we've got TV, but there's just a DVD player and a TV plugged into the wall. There's no cable or anything. So I just sit there and watch Duck Dynasty episodes and laugh my ass off. It's just good, like wholesome programs. You know what I mean? Deadliest Catch, Wicked Tuna. I could never get into those. I got into Deadliest Catch when it first came out, but it didn't last long. Pictures. That's right. Oh, 1,000 Pound Sister. I used to get into that kind of shit, like 600 Pound Life. That was pretty good. Or Hoarders. The one that was the biggest scam was that island. What's that island where they kept looking for like King's treasure and all that shit, and like Templar's gold and all that bullshit? Dude, they were never finding shit. But somehow they suckered people into watching that shit for like 10 seasons. Oh, I like those too, Clay. I used to watch Little People Big World. That was a pretty good one. That was a pretty good program. Oak Island, yeah. Oak Island, that was a there's this one program we used to watch. It was this husband and wife, and they had these. The lady came from a previous marriage. I think her husband had passed away. He was like an attorney, and then she had 3 daughters, and the husband had 2 other kids. And they lived out in Hollywood. They had a pretty good program. I didn't watch it, but people around me did. Billy the Exterminator. Oh, that was dirty, Chris. Billy. Oh, where's that guy at? Great Halloween costume. Great Halloween costume. Billy the Exterminator. Could you imagine if that guy showed up at your house? Like you just had like a wasp nest you needed blasted and you couldn't do it yourself. And he said, I need an exterminator. And this dude walks up looking like fucking bedazzled cowboy. Never saw House. I didn't see a lot of those shows. I never saw Breaking Bad, Game of Thrones. I never seen an episode of that. Any of those. Never seen the Yellowstone program either. That dude was a character. That dude was a character. Tim, as my grandparents would also say, that old dude was a dirt road sport, wasn't he? Anybody else ever heard of dirt road sport? That might flash back some people. He was a dirt road sport. Billy is now Lord William Brotherton on the gram. So he's coming to some royalty. Intervention. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Now we're talking. But I feel like you got to stop intervention. Like intervention is good. It's not good. It's not even entertaining. It's like manipulative that it's sick that it like suckers you into these people's like agony and downfall. And I think by watching too much of that show, it like sucks the life out of you and takes you to like a dark place. Should I spool up 15 or 20 for spinnerbaits on Grand Lake? I think you need both. It depends on how you want your bait to fall. I think you need both. The proper answer is 17, but as we all know, those dipshits at Berkeley won't make 17 because 17 would be the perfect choice for you, Hellabass. But instead, around dock cables, you probably want the 20. So you're probably going to be throwing 3/4 half-ounce baits, so 20 will be fun. I guess you could always, like, if you need to sink faster, you could always bump your head size up. Do you have spinnerbait heads or you need heads? Found my last pack. If you need some, I'll share. Grizzly, I heard it was shit. Unfortunately, I heard it was poo-poo. Heard it was poo-poo. My buddy Keith tried it. Said no bueno. Here's my finished product. What do you think? What do you think? Got some bloody hand, little blood spatter, little horror. If anybody's feeling festive, you can own one of these. Burn. What's going on? Oh, Grizzly only did one. I think I called it puke or vomit. I wanted to push the limits of splatter and see how thick I could get. Like, I wanted to make it like warts because the baby, when they went to pick out pumpkins. I wasn't in town. They went to pick out pumpkins, and the bean picked this perfect little yellow pumpkin, and they picked out all these other little white little mini pumpkins, and they were all perfect. and the baby got to pick out a pumpkin. And guess which one she picked out? The warty pumpkin, the ones with all the little bumps on it. That was the one the baby picked. So I wanted a Bebe inspired wart. Can't see it as much. Heavy on the warts, but I was just dicking around. There's one. There's one wart. But these, they were made to look like they glow in the dark. Like that's the reason I painted them like that, because I thought it would be a fish catching color and really good in muddy water. But they do not, in fact, glow in the dark. But the eyes do. So you got that little bit of razzle dazzle going for them. AJ, does that moisten, tingle your plums? You know, I think it would be cool maybe if a fishing lure manufacturer would maybe do something cool like that once in a holiday season. I don't know that I've ever seen anybody do that. Just an idea. Losers in the fishing world. Yeah, come on, AJ. Work smarter, not harder. Just use what you got, bro. Vomit is out of stock. Somebody's taking home vomit. There you go. You know what I was going to do to it? I was going to make it a Cyclops and put one big giant eye on the front, and I wiped it off. I should have. I'll do it next year. Should probably did bloody handprint Halloween crankbaits. I probably could have put the handprints on the bait. That would have been cool. I mean, man, I wish I could go back. Because I really didn't. What I wanted to do was I wanted to do a Freddy Krueger inspired one, and I wanted to paint the red and green sweater colors on the bait, and then for the blades, I was going to make it like a fin and cut it out of foil and do like foiled claws, but make it look like a fin on the side of the bait. That was my grand vision. But I didn't have time. Ran out of time. But maybe next year. Maybe on next year I'll bring that one to life, because that one would have been really sweet. I don't think it would have caught fish as good as that one, but it would have looked cooler. Cyclops would have been killer. Man, I was telling somebody, if I could just sit around and do like one-off baits, that would be ideal. I could do that, I feel like, endlessly, to where, like, if you could just make enough money just like doing one bait and taking enough time on it to where you could sell it for like $300 and like be okay. But at the end of the day, you need to be selling, at least 4 or 5 of those a week. I don't think that's happening in the fishing world. A Christmas snack, maybe. I could probably get. But now I got enough time, I should be able to put together a decent Christmas snack. I don't show the package on the website. Maybe I should. Maybe I should. I don't even know if I have a package on the website. Um, falling into the novelty hole. I'm trying to stay out of the novelty hole. They're fun. They're fun. I mean, even just doing like weird paint jobs, like shad paint jobs, like what is one? So this one, so the bottom is chartreuse. It fades up to orange and then up to pink under these scales. So it's like a rainbow of color up under the scales that serves absolutely no purpose other than my own amusement. Um, let's see. There you can kind of see it. There you can see it. I mean, this thing was sexy. This thing was sexy. Yes, I mean it's not very practical. Like I can't paint 50 of these or 20 of these or 30 of these or like it doesn't. You can't make enough money to justify putting four colors as your base layer before you even put a scale on it, and then adding one, two, three, four, 5 or 6 layers of color on just the scales, and then two, three, another 3 or 4 on top of the gill plates in the back. So you're looking at like you're getting into like 18 colors just for like one little crankbait. Hell, you'll find this interesting. I found one of my old original paint jobs from my early days when all I did was paint Lucky Crafts, but I could find them on sale everywhere and use them as blanks. Well, I was looking at the bait, and I thought the bait that I had painted was a knockoff. Turns out it wasn't a knockoff. Turns out it was a real Lucky Craft. So I stripped it of my Bone Createx paint that I had mixed up. And this is what it was. This was the color. Some sort of yellow herringbone thing. Uh, that was some art from the kids. My recipe for bone. I like 1 part apple barrel bone. It's what I use. I mean, Gator, I would probably have to charge that to make that make any sense. I've never done a paint job that wasn't weird. I like weird. I like weird. What's some other weirdies? Any other weirdos? This is one of my favorite weirdos, and I destroyed it. This is a sexy weird though. This bait is special though. It has a secret. Uh, you can do a lip mod on it. You can do the Calvin Johnson lip mod on it. And then you can take another lip and stick it in here. There you go. This is the I call this the bridge mod. It's got blue scales on it. It's sexy, dude. When I broke this one, I got wispy. I was upset. I was upset. I even like overshadowed the eyes. Like I went the extra level. Man, what a dumbass. All right, I gotta go. I gotta go relieve my mother-in-law. Uh, good talking to everybody. Y'all have a good weekend. If you got Halloween baits tonight, I'll ship them out tomorrow, so they're there by Halloween. If not, you'll be getting them on Thanksgiving probably. Anyway, y'all take it easy. Have a good weekend. See you.